Alright, welcome back everyone into Sling 5 Mike Whiskey. We just finished a VOR 3.6 approach into Flint. Now we're going to be accomplishing an ILS 2.7 approach to round out this series of approaches. So we're going to go ahead and just get right into getting the avionics set up and getting everything ready to go. I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay, so we are on our waypoint page again. Let's grab our approach plate. It'll be the ILS runway 27. Let's take a look at our minimums. 970. Load the procedure. ILS 27. We're getting radar vectors.
5 Mike Whiskey, turn right heading 090 vectors for the ILS.
Right turn heading 090 for Sling 915 Mike Whiskey. Minimums 970. Primary frequency down here, 109.9er, is the ITUN identifier. What we can actually do here is we can load this directly into our active frequency, which I will do now on both nav radios. So this is nav 1, nav 2 is over on the other side. You can see we've got 109.9er loaded in. ITUN ILS is in there as the reverse frequency lookup, but it's not green. Now it just turned green with ITUN, which means that's identified. So we have the approach identified, or excuse me, we have the nav aid identified. Now I'm going to activate vectors to final. So now we are loaded up on the instrument approach procedure here. Let's go ahead and pull up our full screen approach plate. Now one thing that this asked me to do is select the CDI source for the approach. I believe the reason that it is asking me to do that is because we are not on a GPS flight plan right now. We're just flying around with heading mode, and we're not going to a waypoint or anything at the moment. So what I'm going to be interested to see is if it's still going to be smart enough to switch us over to green needles, or if we're going to have to do it manually since it asked us to. So that'll be something I'm going to look out for as we get close to the final approach course.
5 Mike Whiskey, 5 miles from Torrey to rating 250, maintain VFR, cleared ILS 27 approach.
Return heading 250, cleared ILS runway 27, maintain VFR, Sling 5 Mike Whiskey. I'm going to give this a little bit longer, but I think I'm going to have to manually switch the needles like it asked me to. Yeah, it's coming in, it didn't change, so I'm just going to go localizer 1 and arm the approach now. So we got localizer armed, glide slope armed, we should be capturing localizer any second. Okay, so we're established on the final approach course. We're about to grab our glide slope. We did not have the needles change over to green needles or localizer mode, as it were, automatically. It gave me a message telling me to select the CDI source earlier. I believe the reason that it might have done that is because we were not doing any kind of navigation on a flight plan when I had loaded the approach and selected vectors to final. So I think that it wasn't entirely sure what my intentions were. Frankly, it's a guess on my part, but that seems to be what makes sense because I did an approach in this airplane yesterday, ILS, and it worked fine, but we were navigating on a flight plan at the time. So that's what I'm going with for now. We just intercepted the glide slope. I'm going to reduce speed now to start getting some flaps in, especially because this is a full stop landing. So I'm going to go ahead and quit talking, focus on the flying, and we'll debrief on the ground after we land. And we're disconnecting.
300, 50, 40, 30, 20, 5, 3, 1.
Sling 5 Mike Whiskey, right, correction, left Alpha, Echo to the Golf T's, remain on this frequency. Have a great night, thanks.
Alpha Echo to the Golf T's, remaining on this frequency, 5 Mike Whiskey. Take care. Alright, so that's the ILS 2.7 complete, and that's the end of this series of approaches. I hope that you guys enjoyed these videos and helps get you excited for the AXIS system as much as we are. The improvement is immense with the system and the amount of information that's delivered, the way that it's delivered to you, and the quality of life improvements in this system over the G3X Touch. I'm really, really happy with it, and I believe Garmin should be proud of what they've accomplished here. So we have a lot more content planned for the AXIS system, including a lot of comparisons to the G3X Touch for those of you who are going to be upgrading or who are familiar with G3X Touch and are waiting for AXIS to be in your aircraft. So once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video soon.